Seth Humphrey here with the Vitality Mill, and I'm here with Coach Christian as well, and we are starting our inaugural Coach's Corner where we're going to discuss just things that we see. We coach individuals over 40, and as we're approaching 2023, we are going to discuss a little bit of the problems we see with individuals that are over 40 as they start their fitness journey. One that I see, Christian, is first off is individuals will start to jump in some type of boot camp, some type of high intensity. They think they have to be sweating and things like that. And in my opinion, what I've seen is the majority of our clients are stressed out. They're tired. They don't get enough rest. They're in a calorie deficit. That's a stressor. And then they have all these stresses in life. And so then they try to do these workouts that are even more of a stressor. Where more than anything, strength training and going for walks is really what we suggest. What do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's just all about building a foundation. So if you build a house on an unstable foundation, then from the get-go, it's just going to crumble and break down. So what we do here is we just build a solid foundation, start you out from the bare minimum, make sure your form's good, work you up from there, and making sure you're doing everything right from the get-go.
Well, then also it's like our clients are very success-driven, so then they think that hard has to be right off the bat, it has to be hard and they have to be sore. And what starts to happen with that is the same problem is anything that you do hard now, it's going to be hard to sustain it long term. It's not going to be sustainable. And so what Christian was saying is like when clients come in, they have injuries, they have limitations, and we have to be able to point them in the right direction and to make sure that they're getting what they actually need instead of what they think that they need as far as that. And that's why they hire us on the other side of it. Probably the next one would be going to the nutrition side of it and cutting out items they love. When we look at that, they go no carbohydrate, and they put their focus on not having carbohydrates. And when they put their focus on not having carbohydrates, then what happens is your willpower runs out. And when your willpower runs out, then it's sooner or later what's going to happen is you're going to lean on and have carbohydrates. We have to change our perspective as far as nutrition goes and understand that it's a calorie game and that there's no foods that are worse for you or better for you as much as when it comes to weight loss, it's just a calorie game. If we can stay in the amount of calories and be in a calorie deficit, then we're going to be able to drop weight as far as that stuff goes.
Yeah, and protein's the other main source that you're going to have in your life whenever you're strength training. So if you don't have enough protein, all the work that you put in here, it's not necessarily going to go to waste, but you're just kind of spinning your tires in the mud and not being able to make gains.
And that protein keeps you full. And so like we have a rule is everything that you eat, have protein with it. So if you have a donut, have a protein shake with it. The reason for that is that protein is going to keep you full, but also it's going to slow that digestion down of that donut where I can eat donuts, not get full, but if I have protein with that, the donuts, it's going to make me a lot fuller, a lot faster as far as that stuff goes. Anything else that you see as far as like maybe it's running? People are always wanting to go out and run and do things like that and choosing the hard way as far as that stuff goes.
Yeah, that just goes back to some people think that they can outwork eating bad food, so they're going to try to eat more calories and think they can go out and run, and that's just going to cancel it out, but it doesn't work that way.
I see this too, going on the weekend, eat during the weekend and gain weight during the weekend. Go on Monday and maybe not even Monday, maybe it's like Tuesday you weigh because you don't want to look what the scale says. Weigh Tuesday, eat no carbohydrates and really limit your foods for 3 or 4 days and then drop weight and say like, oh, I lost 5-7 pounds, when in actuality that's water weight that you lost. And if your perspective starts to change that you're not going to put 7 to 8 pounds on with a few bad meals, it just doesn't work that way. That's usually from carbohydrates holding water, kind of like a sponge. And so you're going to weigh more whenever you're taking in water and you're eating carbohydrates. It's just natural as far as that stuff goes. Probably the next one, sleep. Sleep is one of those things where it's like we need to be recovering. When you talk about results and when you talk about elite results, recovery is a prerequisite. You have to be able to recover and you have to be able to get your sleep so that you can show up for your family, that you can show up for all that's on your plate as far as that stuff is go. What else? Do you have anything else?
With the sleep and everything, I just think that goes with whenever people are outside of the gym. So like whenever they're in the gym, I'm there, I'm motivating them, they're all ready, they're feeling good, and feeling super motivated. But then this is only an hour out of the day. So what are you doing with those other 23 hours out of the day? They don't do what they're supposed to outside of the gym.
Well, that's where we go with like the 10,000 steps. If we could put our attention on our intentions, meaning that like, hey, I got to get 10,000 steps. Hey, I have to have protein with every meal. And we just have things that we start to, habits that we start to focus on. I think as far as, and we'll kind of end it with this, when the new year starts and you set your targets, like I have targets that are set for the new year, and I look at those targets now, they look impossible for me to hit. If I try to take those targets on all in January, then it's going to weigh me down. It's going to make it where I look at how far I have to go, and then the next thing you know, you're going to throw your hands up and say, this doesn't work, I can't do this, when in actuality, all that you had to do was have a handful of habits that you focused on for the month, and then course correct. How's that work? What's my results from that? And then moving forward, what is it that I need to tweak this next month? And then doing that, we're taking small bites, kind of like talking about eating the elephant. You take small bites, and the next thing you know, the elephant's taken care of as far as that stuff goes. So anything you want to end with there?
Yeah, just playing the long game, not trying to get shortcuts to anything. This is a lifestyle. So.
Yeah, the results is all that matters to us, and sustainable results. So if you're one of these individuals that start and then stop and start and stop, what we're here for is mindset. We can help you figure out why you are starting and stopping, make it more simple for you, hold you accountable on a whole other level, but more than anything, just give a damn and care about what your results just as much as you do. So for Seth Humphrey, Coach Christian, we're out, and we'll come back next week. Talk soon.